Hello friends, I'm Dr. Schulze, and I get a bunch of questions every week about my Superfood Plus herbal nutritional formulas and the bars and all of that. So I'm going to handle some of those questions this week. Let's start out with Joanna D. from San Diego, California. She says, Dear Dr. Schulze, I have a simple question for you. Are your products gluten-free? Let me explain. I've had digestive issues for over 20 years and was diagnosed and treated with powerful pharmaceutical drugs for multiple sclerosis for over 6 years. After having my daughter and learning more about the crap that goes into our food supply in the U.S., I decided to try to heal myself through eating clean, yoga, meditation, and exercise. And I did your cleanse program and used your intestinal formula #1 and had great success. I have been off my multiple sclerosis drugs for over 2 years with no relapse. Let me see here. You're saying the cure for multiple sclerosis is eating clean, yoga, meditation, exercise, and cleansing yourself, detoxification, and using the intestinal formula #1. Well, that's exactly what I did in my clinic for everybody with every disease, including people with MS. And I had people with MS so bad they couldn't walk up the 3 stairs to my clinic, and after doing these programs had the same results as you. Joanna, yes, 2 years, no signs of MS. Let's keep reading. It's truly amazing how our bodies have the ability to heal themselves. Wait a minute. I say that every 10 minutes. Let's repeat it. It is truly amazing how our bodies have the ability to heal themselves. Remember, old Doc Schulze says you can heal yourself of anything. Just stop doing what you're doing that makes you sick and start doing yoga, eating clean, meditation, exercise, intestinal formula #1. You want to create powerful health, that's how you do it. However, I still suffer from digestive issues and have had some issues on a gluten-free diet, had some success with a gluten-free diet. I'd really like to extend my use of your products to include the superfood, nutritional supplements. Can I safely do these on a gluten-free program? P.S. I love your blog and your no bullshit attitude. Keep all the great information coming. Well, here we are, Joanna from San Diego, California, coming right at you. No bullshit here. Yes, there is no gluten in any of my products, including the superfood products. Superfood itself, my Superfood Plus original clinical formula here, contains barley and wheat grass, not grains, grass. And the grass has no gluten, 0 gluten. The bars contain buckwheat, raw buckwheat groats. Ooh, the cinnamon crunch, or if you like, the original. Okay, the bars contain buckwheat groats, raw buckwheat groats, but buckwheat got a bad rap. It's not wheat at all. It just got named that. It's not even a grain. Buckwheat has no gluten. Superfood, any of the superfood have no gluten. Any of my products have no gluten. And good job in healing your multiple sclerosis. Okay, let's move on. Scott from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Dear Dr. Schulze, I'm an open-minded doctor, medical doctor, physician who ran across your products. Your superfood looks very well designed, and it's exactly what I was looking for, except I have a concern about one ingredient. A medical doctor writing me and actually coming around to being a natural, healthy medical doctor, helping people create powerful health, not heal disease. Good for you, Scott from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm concerned about the inclusion of the Saccharomyces cerevisiae yeast because it has resulted in MSG-like symptoms in some people. Not my Saccharomyces cerevisiae yeast. No way. I read about another MD who's written a book about the dangers of excitotoxins, including nutritional yeast. A product which contains so many wonderful substances, your superfood, could easily still yield positive results in some people. I'd appreciate any comments you have. Let me comment on that, Scott, medical doctor from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeast is a single-celled microherb. Consuming yeast has been a huge part of traditional European medicine for well over 500 years. I started using yeast myself and then in my clinic, and that's when I saw miracles happen. Now, the yeast that I use is grown from me only, designed by me. It's my proprietary design. It is not baking yeast. It is not brewer's yeast. It is not your standard nutritional yeast, which is very similar to baking and brewer's yeast. And those yeasts do have downsides, but not the Saccharomyces cerevisiae yeast that I create. It brought my patients back to life. One of the reasons is because it's a single-cell plant. It assimilates in seconds. That means the high dose of B vitamins get into your bloodstream in seconds, but it has no activity whatsoever. I have it heated to 147 degrees, which destroys all the yeast activity, but doesn't destroy the nutrition. 147 is an important number. It's a perfect complement to this formula. The B vitamins gave my patients energy. The B complex is neurotransmitters. Vegan protein, 15%. I just want you to know that this is what created, a big part of what created the miracles in my clinic. And my patients were the walking dead. They were out of everything. They were out of life. And this formula brought them back. So don't worry about it, Doc. Okay. Here's another letter from Joan, Vestavia Hills, Alabama. Yeah. Okay. Sweet Home, Alabama. Dear Dr. Schulze, I want to give your superfood and brain tonic to my 83-year-old mother. She has been prescribed warfarin, Coumadin for the rest of her life because the doctor found a few blood clots in her. Do I need to be concerned about the superfood and brain tonic interacting with the blood thinner and causing her blood to be too thick or thin? Absolutely not. Animal foods make your blood thick. Vegetarian foods do not. And too thin, no way. Superfood and the brain tonic don't affect your blood viscosity. Thank you for your products. Your superfood is delivered automatically to me each month. You're in the Superfood of the Month Club. And Mother and I also take your formula number 1. Good for you guys. I am looking forward to using your cleanses. I hope your business thrives. Me too. And for ages and ages to come. Thank you, Joan. That's really sweet. And I hope my business thrives mainly because I want every American to know that they have an option, an opportunity that's different from standard traditional orthodox medicine to heal themselves without knives, without radiation, without chemotherapy. Okay, I can get on the bandwagon on this one for a while, but back to superfood. Also for your mom, think about Protect. She's 83 years old. Anybody over 40 should be using my Protect formula. And also, a few blood clots, I would be using the Heart Tonic. And heart and brain are the dynamic duo. But anybody that's on blood thinners or any drug, I can't think of any reason you can't take superfood and get that super nutrition into your body. Okay, we have another one here from Barbara N. in Frankfurt, Germany. Yahoo! We got one from Germany. I love the internet and having the blog and getting letters from all over the world. Dear Dr. Schulze, I love your products and your approach to life and health. I learned so much from you. Thank you for everything you do. You are welcome. You are very welcome, Barbara. I had breast cancer 4 years ago before I knew about you and your products, sadly, and I'm cancer-free now, though. I have a question about your wonderful superfood, which I take daily. It does have a lot of vitamin B12 in it, and I was told by medical doctors, of course, that vitamin B12 increases the cancer risk and tumor growth. I trust you more than any medical doctor. Thank you, Barbara, and I take that very seriously. And I would love to know your opinion on this. I also have a similar question about phytohormones in plants and herbs. I was told not to take any phytohormones. That just means herbal hormones, since my tumor was hormone sensitive, like many tumors, like red clover, which is part of your detox formula, amongst others. You did treat cancer patients using the detox formula, so can I use that? I was worried about phytohormones too. Barbara from Germany. P.S. I love your store in Marina Del Rey, California, and the staff there. They are always so friendly and helpful. They are. They know that if they're not, I beat them. Okay. Let's talk about that for a minute. B12, increasing cancer risk. That's from one study. I'm so sick of hearing that, Barbara. Not your fault, but I'm so sick of hearing it. There was one study in Norway done a number of years ago where they noticed that at the end of the study, people who took B12 had an increased cancer risk. One study. And there's many problems with the study. I've read it from front to back. Okay, so let's not debate that study, but here's the bottom line I can tell you. The study showed harm from B12 increasing cancer risk using B12 chemically synthesized supplements. Not food that was high in B12, but B12 supplements, okay? Superfood, even though we call it a supplement, is not a supplement. It is food, hence the name superfood. We should call it superfoods, okay? There has never, ever been any study that has shown that any food that is high in B12 increases anybody's cancer risk. So you can forget about that one because the B12 in superfood is food. Also, there's studies about folic acid problems. Again, it was from supplements in this Norway study. It wasn't from eating foods that are high in B12 and high in folic acid. Secondly, so forget about it because these studies that show that nutrients are bad are always done with chemical, synthesized, man-made nutritional crap that's made from animal bones and waste organs and sewage sludge and metal and God knows what else. Chemistry, okay? Chemistry causes cancer. Foods do not. Okay, and the phytohormones, the same answer, Barbara, same answer. Phytohormones don't affect tumor-sensitive cancer. And the reason being is they're not hormones. They're really not hormones. They're precursors to hormones. What's in herbs does not cause cancer. They're not like chemical hormones. So it's the same answer there. You're always safe when you're staying with foods, and herbs are foods, and foods are herbs. And last but not least, here's a letter from Scott B. from Newfoundland, New Jersey, and I didn't even know there was a Newfoundland, New Jersey. Dear Dr. Schulze, deers love superfoods. See a text photo taken last weekend of deers eating superfood tablets out of my fiance's hand in the middle of a snowstorm. 3 deer were near our cabin shortly after we arrived, and the only thing we had to feed them was our superfood. We tossed a few tablets on the ground, and the deer ate them right up and wanted more. Within a few minutes, the deers were eating them right out of her hand. Now, of course, I'll have to order more superfood tablets for us because the deers ate them all. Animals love superfood. And on the text of this blog right here, I'm going to give you the link of a picture of me in the kitchen with my doggies and the superfood tablets. Animals love superfood. Let's look at these pictures to round it out. Here it is, the deer coming to the porch. Can we see this okay, cameraman? Okay. And here's the next picture. Deer eating superfood tablets right out of her hand. How about that? So that's it, friends. Don't worry about your superfood. It contains no gluten. No superfood product has gluten. And for the medical doctor, you do not have to worry about the yeast. Yeast has been part of natural healing, traditional European medicine for 500 years, and the yeast I use is designed by me, and it will not bother anybody. Joan D., yes, superfood. Thank you for using it. Barbara from Frankfurt, Germany, worried about the B12 in her cancer and the folic acid. Remember, that study, only one study, showed an increase in cancer with B12 was from chemically synthesized B12. There's no studies that ever show that foods that are high in B12 or folic acid have ever hurt anybody. And yes, deers love it too. Friends, superfood. Just remember one thing. I designed it in my clinic to save people's lives, to bring what we call the walking dead back to life. People that were supposed to be dead 6 months before they ever got an appointment to see me. And nothing could get in their blood. Even fresh juices out of the juicer weren't getting into their blood, and they were still anemic. And it was the superfood with the single-celled microplants like the yeast, like spirulina, like blue-green algae, like chlorella. and the beets and the spinach and the dulse with all its minerals, every mineral known that's in the ocean, and the bioflavonoids from the lemon peels and the orange peels. It was the superfood that brought my patients in my clinic back to life. That's why I designed it. So just imagine what it'll do for you.